Hi, and welcome to another episode of Looking Forward. Last week we expressed the need to give something back to God in order to enter into a covenant with Him. And this week I don't want to just talk about what we're offering or what we're giving of ourselves, but I want to talk about how we're offering it. In the church, we would call these free will offerings, and I think that God would look at it the same way. And in our first reading this week from Genesis, we hear about Abraham, who is willing to offer his son Isaac. I have to imagine that he loved Isaac more than anything in this world. And the Lord sees Abraham's faithfulness and doesn't make him go through with the sacrifice, but he does say something encouraging to Abraham towards the end of Genesis. He says, "I will bless you abundantly." And my friends, I think that this is what God says to us each and every time that we're willing to give extra of ourselves, maybe even to the point that it hurts or more than we thought we could ever offer. Because if we're willing to give that much, the Lord says, I don't want to just bless you with little things. I want to bless you with mind-blowing things. And that is the key, that if we're willing to give of ourselves in an ultimate manner, the Lord does not forget that. Because let's face it, as Paul says to the Romans in our second reading, we can never offer more than God gave in His Son, Jesus Christ. Not just a son who would walk the earth, but a son who would offer his body and his blood for you and I. See, there's a connection between us in humanity, and Christ will always intercede when we're sacrificing ourselves with the right intention. And let's talk about right intention, because our gospel shows us that if we do things for the moment and we don't think about the future implication or the future glory that they can produce, we will be lost in that moment. And that's kind of what happens to the three disciples. They just want to stay up on the mountain. They're not understanding that God is revealing the glory of Jesus Christ for them to see something that they would have to go back to in the future. So when you offer yourself, we can't always think about what's in it for me right now. But we have to keep eyes open. We must keep looking forward to say, the free will in which I give of myself, my time, my talent, and my treasure is for God's glory in the kingdom of heaven that is at hand, not just for me, but for all those that it will bless along the way. Do your free will offering this week with joy and grace and dignity, and the Lord will bless you abundantly. Until we see each other next week, may God meet you everywhere that you desire Him always, and God bless you.
Before the world knew you, I formed you in your mother's womb. I had a plan for you, a plan to prosper you and not to bring you harm, a plan to lead